was my best customer.
He owed me flowers.
After Tunstall's death, the kid had ideas of his own and figured he might as well start at the top in his plan for revenge. Brady, the sheriff of Lincoln County, was now a marked man. These two had been at cross purposes several times in the past, and now this thing of sending the posse after Tunstall, well, to the kid, that was the last straw. So a group of Tunstall's friends, calling themselves the Regulators, got themselves appointed special constable and deputies by Lincoln's Justice of the Peace, Squire Wilson. You can see how things were shaping up. Everyone felt they had to take sides. Nobody dared turn his back on a member of the opposing faction. Judge Warren Bristol had been told not to hold the regular term of circuit court in London. He'd been warned that the McSween faction had planned to kill him. The judge, not wanting to risk his life, ordered Sheriff Brady to go to the courthouse and open and close court without him. Brady gathered his deputies, George Hindman, Dad Pepin, and the clerk of the court, Billy Matthews. These men headed toward the courthouse to carry out the judge's orders.
Well, come on, boys. I've got to post notice that court won't be held today.
Why not, Sheriff?
It's been postponed. Some clerk got the date wrong, and Judge Bristol won't be here until next week.
Yeah, and besides that, there's been a threat by the Regulators to assassinate Judge Bristol next time he comes into town.
Well, let's get it over with before that gang gets to town.
How's about a drink over at the Wortley first?
Good idea. I'm spitting cotton.
You reckon we hit one?
Well, damn it. I didn't much care whether we plugged Dad Pepin or not, but I sure am sorry I didn't get Matthews. Come on, boys, let's head for the hills.
Well, I need water over here. I need water.
Oh my goodness, what a waste of good water.
Of all the men known for their courage, none was equal to the likes of Buckshot Roberts. He got his nickname from the lead he carried in his pocket. First, he'd been a soldier in the Civil War, then later was a Texas Ranger. Folks seemed to like Buckshot, even though he was a known bounty hunter. After the death of Tunstall, a posse was organized by the McSween faction to run down the killers of Tunstall. Dick Brewer was the leader, and others included Billy the Kid, Tom O'Folliard, Frank Coe, and Charlie Bowden. For some reason, the first man they went after was old Buckshot. No one could tell whose side he was on. He claimed to be neutral, but the Kid and Brewer thought they had definite evidence that Roberts was siding with the Murphy Dolan gang. This made him all the more dangerous because he claimed he was taking no side in the conflict. Roberts, hearing that the McSween posse was looking for him at Blazer's Mill, purposely went there to have it out with them. We see the old gunfighter riding slowly to the mill, watching the surrounding hills and listening as he approaches.
Better check old Betsy here. Make sure it's loaded. Hello? Hello, the house. Hello, the house. Nobody home here's like.
Hold it, Buckshot. We got a warrant for your arrest. There's a big posse in there having dinner, right ready to back it up. Better surrender peaceful like, and there won't be no trouble.
Me? Surrender? Franco, you know me better than that.
There's 13 of us, Buckshot. You just ain't got no chance.
13, eh? That's a mighty unlucky number for somebody. I reckon I got a chance as long as I got old Betsy here. 13, eh? Don't you reckon you need an even number? You can't make out with such a few men as that? I never knew I was so blown dangerous.
Yeah, throw up your hand, Buckshot. We heard that man.
Not me, Daddy. Hold your fire, boy. Hold your fire. I think he's done for him.
Nah, he ain't dead. Just playing possum. Come on, let's rush the door and take it alive.
No, wait, no use getting any more men killed, Doc Blazer. You got to go in there and see if he ain't done for him.
I'm not gonna risk my life in there, Dick. Oh, Buckshot, he'll kill all of us before he'll give up.
Okay. Doc, you got to go in there. You got to go in there, Doc, or.
My God, he killed Bruce.
Buckshot Roberts, battling to the death against 13 of the toughest fighters of their time, is rated in the Southwest as one of the gamest single-handed fights in the history of the frontier. It seemed that McSween was helpless to control the wild, reckless young men who took his side in the Lincoln County War. Many believed that he knew nothing in advance of the kids killing of Brady. Who can say so many years afterward just what did happen? But it is a fact that all the fighting I have told you about led up to the 5-day battle right here in old Lincoln Town. We see the McSween house besieged by Sheriff Pepin and his men. Murphy was a sick man dying of cancer, and Dolan had taken him to St. Vincent's Hospital in San. Inside the McSween house are some 20 people. Beside the dozen or so regulators, there are 11 members of the household. Our scene opens as Billy the Kid races to the McSween house in the bloody climax of the Lincoln County War.
Hey, Billy,
Say your piece, Matthews, and make it quick.
we've got you surrounded. If you fight, we'll kill you all. Surrender, and you won't get hurt.
What kind of crazy fool do you think I am? If we surrender, you'll shoot us in the back.
We have got warrants for your arrest, Sheriff Pepin guarantees you absolute protection.
Why, hell, we have warrants for some of your men, too.
Well, why don't you come out and serve them?
We're not budging an inch from here. If you really want us, come out and get us. Start the ball rolling. We're ready for you. What's more, I promise you this. Not all the killing will be done on your side either. Why, where's your gun, McSween?
I'll carry no gun. The Lord is my protection.
I know you're a religious man, McSween, but right now we're fighting for our lives. You might wish you had this gun before the shooting's over.
God forbid. Come inside, Bill.
For 3 days, the McSween house occupants holed out against the Murphy-Dolan forces. The McSween men were well fortified, provisioned to withstand a reasonably long siege, and Sheriff Pepin's men could not force them to surrender. The 4th day was relatively quiet, a stalemate. Sheriff Pepin dispatched a request to Colonel Dudley, in command at Fort Stanton, for assistance. Colonel Dudley, under strict orders from the War Department in Washington not to interfere in civil matters, had to refuse Pepin's request. But in his answering note, he made it clear that he would have helped if it had been possible for him to do so. On the morning of the 3rd day of the battle, an incident took place at Fort Stanton which must have made the colonel resolve to march with a column of his soldiers into Lincoln.
I am all Sheriff Mear's daughter, Juanita. Mi padre, he beseech you, por Dios, to hurry to Lincoln. The people, they fight to the last man. Dead men and horses lie in the streets. Please hurry before we are all killed.
Little lady, I cannot take part in this conflict on either side.
But some of your soldiers are already there, and our homes are being destroyed.
Only couriers have been sent back and forth to Lincoln. You may inform the people of Lincoln that if they wish to destroy their town, I do not object, provided that they do not injure United States soldiers.
But, Colonel Dudley, you represent the United States, and it is your bound duty to protect its people. My father, he say, you have to come help us.
Very well, my dear. I will come in the morning with my troops and investigate the matter myself. We'll see what can be done.
Gracias, mi capitán. Muchas gracias.
When Colonel Dudley marches into Lincoln, the next morning there are cheers from the Murphy-Dolan forces as he halts his column before the McSween house.
Mr. McSween, this fighting must stop.
I have done what I could, but I am powerless.
Mr. McSween, command your men to cease firing.
Would you have us all killed? We are besieged in my own home and have no other course to take. Stop the attack on us, and you will stop the battle.
I have given my instructions, Mr. McSween. See that they are obeyed. About face. Forward, march.
Well, Dudley certainly made it clear that we're to stop shooting. Wonder if he's going to tell the Murphy-Dolan gang to stop too.
I smell smoke. Hurry. See what's burning.
Fire!
Oh, dear God. The whole house
Beat it out.
Sister, take the servants and save the children.
Get one blanket.
Run!
Get brooms. Get wet blankets.
The fire rages on and drives the besieged occupants back through the 11-room house until only one wing is left. Mrs. McSween can bear it no longer and runs from the flaming house to Colonel Dudley's camp to appeal for help.
Well, madam, what may I do for you?
Move out of my way, please. My home is burning to the ground. It's too late to save it, but unless you come at once, my husband and all the men with him will be killed. I've come to beg you to save them.
I am sorry, madam, but I cannot interfere with the civil authorities.
Will you stand by idly and watch us all be murdered?
I tell you, madam, I cannot interfere. Your husband and his men must submit to the authorities.
But the authorities are Murphy Dolan men, murderers, outlaws.
I understand some of the men in your house are murderers and outlaws. You may inform your husband that if he wishes to continue this war, to destroy himself, his men, his home, then I do not object, provided that it does not injure United States soldiers.
Colonel Dudley, you're a disgrace to the Army and to my country's flag. And if I live, I shall devote every waking hour to seeing that you suffer for your conduct this day. Oh, Alex, it's hopeless. Colonel Dudley refuses to intervene. He's a monster, a disgrace to the human race. We'll all be murdered.
Susan, you must go. You know you must go.
Oh no, Alex, I need to stay with you.
Susan, no. Would you have me thought of as a monster too, risking my wife's life?
Alex, I cannot desert you.
It's not a question of desertion, Susan. We can make good our escape if we wait for darkness. You must not stay and hamper the men's chances by their concern for you.
Oh, Alex, I won't go. I can't bear this.
Susan, you must. Go now. And God be with you.
And with you, my husband.
The final hours arrived when the men had to leave the burning house. The kid seems master of the situation. McSween moves as in a stupor.
All right, boys, make a run. Come on, McSween. It's your turn next. Take this gun. You'll need it now. Head for the fence and keep going. Good luck.
God forbid.
I got it! I got it! I got McSween!
The kid, Tom O'Folger, are the last to leave. Only a scant 30 feet lie between them and safety.
Where's the kid at? You reckon? You suppose we missed him?
Don't know. Maybe he heard about that grass fire and he lit out for high ground.
There they come.
Here comes the kid, no Folliard. Don't let him get away.
But luck is with the kid. He and O'Folliard reach the fence, and plunge over to safety.
Here's McSween, boys. Come and take a look at it. Wow. What's this he was carrying? Looks like a book. Well, boys, he died with a Bible in his hands. Where's his gun?
Years like he weren't even carrying one. The Daniel towers are over there. Looks like he needs a bullet. Let him have it.
Nah, don't waste another shot on him. He's dead.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Come on, boys. Let's go have us a drink over to Wortley.
Eugenio Salazar, terribly wounded, hardly able to breathe, had saved himself by pretending to be dead. He made good his escape and lived to a ripe old age of 72. He died in 1936 and is buried right here in old Lincoln Town. And so ended the 5-day battle of the Lincoln County War. Murphy was sick and dying, and Dolan bankrupt. Tunstall and McSween were dead, and their followers killed or had fled. The war was over. Not long after, the territory had a new governor, Lew Wallace. All went well enough until the following February 18th, when Mrs. McSween's lawyer, Houston I. Chapman, was gunned down in the street in front of her house in Lincoln by a so-called peace committee. News of Chapman's murder brought Governor Wallace, distinguished general and author of the novel Ben-Hur, to Lincoln in person. He was determined to end this bloody feud. However, he needed eyewitness testimony. Through negotiations with Squire Wilson, Lincoln's Justice of the Peace, and a friend of the kid's, Wallace received a letter from the kid. This is how it went.
To His Excellency the Governor, General Lew Wallace. Dear Sir, I have heard that you will give $1,000 for my body, which, as I can understand, means alive as a witness. I know it is as a witness against those that murdered Mr. Chapman. If it was so that I could appear at court, I could give the desired information, but I have indictments against me for the things that happened in the late Lincoln County War, and am afraid to give up because my enemies would kill me. The day Mr. Chapman was murdered, I was in Lincoln at the request of good citizens to meet Mr. J.J. Dolan, to meet his friends, so as to be able to lay aside our arms and go to work. I was present when Mr. Chapman was murdered, and know who did it, and if it were not for those indictments, I would have made it clear before now. If it is in your power to annul those indictments, I hope you will do so as to give me a chance to explain. Please send me an answer telling me what you can do. You can send answer by bearer. I have no wish to fight anymore. Indeed, I have not raised an arm since your proclamation. As to my character, I refer to any of the citizens, for the majority of them are my friends, and have been helping me all they could. I am called Kid Antrim, but Antrim is my stepfather's name. Waiting for an answer, I remain your obedient servant, William H. Bonney.
Now the governor must have been touched by the lonely cry, "I do not wish to fight anymore." At any rate, a secret meeting was arranged for Monday night, March 17th, at Squire Wilson's house in Lincoln.